What's up, guys? Joe the Game Guy here with my buddy.
Calishot, what's up? How you guys doing?
That's his online name. And we thought we'd start off our debut episode of the Great Game Debate with a debate over the frame rate issues and all the HD shenanigans over the Xbox One and the PS4. Now, I'm holding these up not for product placement or for anybody to think, haha, I'm showing off, but to actually show you guys that I do own both systems, so that way nobody thinks I'm being biased or all that argument about, oh yeah, this guy doesn't even know what he's talking about. He doesn't even own the systems, blah, 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 right? But I thought we'd start this because as both being avid gamers, we are really into the systems and stuff. And we really enjoy this debate because it gets people interested and you can actually talk about this stuff. But personally, it kind of gets on my nerves sometimes when everybody keeps talking about it and arguing.
PS4! PS4!
Yeah, people like him that keep going on about that stuff. But, yeah, I thought we'd just sit here and, throw out our facts and our opinions about this whole frame rate thing and maybe get your guys' opinion on it, too. And we'll address them in the next episode. So, you want to go first?
So, I personally think the PS4 is a strong system. I mean that DDR5 and... and then it's just stronger. I like the games are more fluid on it. I feel like I played Xbox One. I played Dead Rising 3. It looked like previous gen. I didn't see anything special with it. I didn't like it at all.
Yeah, I'll concede with that. But Dead Rising wasn't a game to show off graphics.
Okay, but then there was Rise.
Dead Rising was a game to show off its processing power.
Fair enough.
There was all those enemies on screen at once.
Okay.
Just like the original Dead Rising was for the 360.
Fair enough.
And it did accomplish that. There was a lot of guys on screen.
Rise showed how beautiful the Xbox One was, but I wasn't impressed.
You know, let's fix this framing here. I like it where we could show off all of the games on my wall. That's better. I don't like that white space.
Okay. And, yeah, and if you look at a game like Assassin's Creed, it looked better on the PS4. And it's for both systems. That water, man.
Okay.
That water was so realistic.
Right. That water. Alright,
water.
I'll give you that. But see, cross-platform games have to kind of be at a par on both systems because they can't really make one for one or the other. Right? Like, if they make one on the Xbox One, let's say, then they have to change more stuff to convert it over to the PS4 or vice versa. So a lot of the games are really developed at the same pace, and then they just kind of put a polish on it for either system.
I agree with you there, but at the same time, I've been reading that developers are having a really tough time developing for the Xbox One. For example, if any of you guys are Sniper fans, Sniper 3 is coming out soon. The developer said it was a bitch to make it on the Xbox One. Though they got it now, the initial startup was still really, really hard.
But if you finished reading that article, he also said that the SRAM on the system is just as powerful, if not more powerful, than the DDR5. But because there's so little of it that they can't, let's say, process the entire game in 1080p all the time. So they have to use more tricks about it. Kind of like how they had to back on the PS3. Mm-hmm. And because this PS4 is more streamlined DDR5, it allows them to do everything at once. But once developers on the Xbox One start getting a handle on that that SRAM and are able to develop for it better, because the Xbox did say they're going to release a new what's what I'm looking for, dev kit, I guess is the best way to put it.
Yeah.
It'll be easier for them to make those high definition games.
I'm not sure about that because
I've noticed I'm halfway missing out of the frame. If you want to slide over a bit, there we go.
I'm not sure about that because, like you said, it was harder to develop games on the PS3, and then they got a hang of it. I'm a PlayStation fanboy, don't get me wrong.
Right.
But games were so much better on the Xbox 360. It just looked better. It was more fluid. And even though they got a handle of it, so I have my doubts.
But once they got a handle of it, you got games like Uncharted 3 and Last of Us.
But those are first party games. We're talking about third party games.
Right.
First party games don't count because they already know everything about the system. You know what I mean? Better example, Kojima. Mm-hmm. He praises the PS4. He says it's closer to what he wants, his realization of cloud gaming. He doesn't say anything about the Xbox One. And if you go on IGN too, you can see the comparisons, and it's just it blows out everything else out of the water.
Right, but me being a stickler for nostalgia and loving my retro stuff, right? I feel like the Xbox One kind of realized that their gamers that they're developing for are not just new people. They're people that have been playing games for years and years and years, and they've been really focusing on that too. They've rebought back Killer Instinct, and they're going to be focusing on that too. And they've also realized that the online infrastructure that they've built on the 360 is a big deal, because look, the PS4, for example, the Twitch app that's coming out March 11th, PS4 Twitch app forces you to only watch streams from Twitch. I mean, from other PS4s.
Fair enough.
Whereas the Xbox One Twitch app is an all-around Twitch app. On March 11th, you'll be able to record, stream, and be able to watch streams from everywhere. PS4s, Xbox Ones, PCs, and people will be able to watch you from... So you could, on your PS4, be watching me stream my Xbox One when I play Titanfall.
Fair enough, but that can just be fixed with an update.
Yes, but why did Sony lock you down to that? You know, I like that freedom of being able to do what I want to do.
Maybe it'd be too much for the system to handle at this point until they, test it out more, put out more updates.
True.
Right?
True.
Because look how long it took our Xbox One to
get that app all together.
I mean, obviously they did their research and see if they can even pull it off, right?
True.
So
see, the argument right now is that whole frame rate. FPS, 60 frames versus 30 frames, solid frames versus jumpy frames, blah, 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 right? For me, I have like two major arguments on my side that really make me not even think about this argument as an argument at all. It's just more or less...
It shouldn't be an argument at all.
Like, it's more or less, do you have both one or the other system? Like, I've heard debates from PS4 fanboys all they want. Not calling you a fanboy, because you actually listen to me when I talk. But the two major things that really push me, number one, is that SRAM. That looks really promising because it's new technology.
Yeah.
Like, if you go back 10 years ago when the CryEngine was first released with Crysis 1, it looked beautiful, but nobody knew what you could do with it, really. And then as more games were developed with that CryEngine, it just looked more and more better. So I feel that SRAM could really be used to their advantage if people figure it out. But the main thing is, the human eye... Now, don't quote me on this, because I cannot give you a direct source right now, because I don't have anything readily with me.
IGN.
But, IGN has quoted that the human eye cannot determine more than 60 frames... cannot determine 60 frames per second on screens smaller than 50 inches. So, for the average gamer...
I can't tell the difference between 720 and 180p less than 50 inches as well.
Right. So for the average gamer who's playing on a 42-inch, 40-inch screen, 32-inch, whatever, this argument is pretty much invalid anyway. Like, I play on a 32-inch, and I'm planning to upgrade to a 42 or a 46-inch in my room, because that's the size that I got. And either way, that argument will still be invalid for me, because it'll look just as good. And really, if you're playing on bigger than a 50-inch, I think you're doing something wrong anyway, because once you have bigger screens, you have a larger pixel aspect ratio, and then you're playing something like Call of Duty where, unless your sensitivity is super high, and if you're not the greatest of gamers and you can't play on super high sensitivity, it just makes it that much harder for you, because now you have more space to track.
True.
Whereas smaller screens, you can actually achieve more, I guess. I don't know.
Well, with that argument, I think that argument is invalid. I mean, it's just stupid. I mean, so if you look at Assassin's Creed, that's 30 frames per second, and it looks great.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it has its problems because it's it's a sandbox game, but
it's a last gen game to begin with, but yeah.
But it's beautiful. If you look at a game like coming out soon, The Order, that's 30 frames per second.
Ooh, The Order.
And that looks mind-boggling.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think 60 frames is meant for first-person shooters in a game like fighting games like Killer Instinct. Or,
fast-paced.
Where you need those frames. Reaction.
Yeah, like in Killer Instinct, you even have like a frame counter in the practice mode that shows you each frame of your move and how to block a perfect block in this specific frame of that move. Let's say, you know what I mean?
Oh, okay, that's cool.
You need that. Like fighting game. Like I have a few friends that are hardcore into the fighting game scene, and they will count frames. Like they will sit there and they will watch each frame of movement and stuff. It's ridiculous.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So another game that brings up this debate again is Thief, because on the Xbox One,
which we have. If you mind grabbing that.
Is 30 frames per second, at 900p
on the Xbox One.
on the Xbox One, and on the PS4 it's 60 frames at 1080p.
I was kind of upset. I wanted my extra 180 frames, but I'm not counting here.
Honestly, I seen him. I have it on PS4, and I seen him playing it here on his Xbox One. It looks the exact same to me. The only way I saw the difference is through the comparison videos, because the Xbox One, it looks kind of darker, kind of grittier.
Yeah.
But the PC at high end, at high
settings,
and the PS4, it's clearer, more crisp, and more.
Well, that's
light.
that's one of the tricks of the SRAM, because they have that ability. They can't put it at the full 1080p 60 frames per second. They kind of gotta hide the imperfections behind.
But it looks just like the PC one.
Yeah, dirt or fog or whatever, right? Like, for example, I heard in an interview from one of the developers of Tomb Raider on the 360 and PS3 version, they had to use fog to hide the farther reaches of the map that they couldn't load with the limited amount of RAM. So when you were in a large area and you looked all the way to the end of the map, there would be fog, and you kind of saw the tree and the deer over there, but not really. Whereas on the Xbox One and the PS4, because of that more RAM, you could look through your scope and you would see all the way down to the other end. So that grittiness is just another trick. And it's like, that's kind of the thing about being a developer. Like, I'm not a programmer. I can't tell you how easy or hard their job is. But that's kind of like the interesting thing about a new system, seeing these things, right? Like, that fun.
That's true.
Like, I'm an old school gamer, man. Like, this is back.
Look at this wall.
Like, this is back to the whole where is it? The whole Sega Genesis Sonic blast processing, man. Sega Genesis is faster. Like, it's just that's what the fun of the console wars are, man. Like, without this kind of argument, fuck it, I'm just gonna leave it right there so everybody can see Sonic. That kind of argument is what makes these systems so great, because we can have a forum like this where you and me can sit here and talk, and I can ask.
Mostly you talking though.
Wow. Sorry.
No, I could
ask. Fine, talk.
No, I don't really have much to say though.
No. You got a voice. Go.
No, man, you're in the community. Like, you're in the community. You know what's going on. I'm just on the outs. I just want to play my games, man.
You're on the outside.
I just want to play my games.
This is the guy who we will walk anywhere that there's a PS4 sign. He would just look at it and be like, "What up?"
So I know what pisses you off.
And I'll look at you and just say Titanfall, and you got nothing to say.
You know what?
That's what I thought.
I'll play it on PC. Titanfall is not an Xbox One seller. I guarantee you.
When you sell a system with a free game, it's a seller. Because if you're on the fence about Titanfall and the Xbox One, you're sitting at home and you're like, I really want to play Titanfall, but the PS4 is $100 cheaper. But then again, if I buy the Xbox One, I got to spend the extra $100 for the Kinect, and then another $60 for Titanfall, another $60 for a year live. It adds up, right?
It adds up.
But as soon as Microsoft tells you, hey, buy an Xbox One, and we'll give you Titanfall for free, that's $75 after tax here. In Canada, I don't know about Europe and the States. I don't know about your pricing, but it's still $60 no matter what. That's the regular price, right?
Fair enough.
That's still saving you that $60. That might sway you from saying, okay, you know what? I'm going to save that money, so then I can buy my Xbox One, get a free Titanfall, and then, I don't know, buy Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare, because we all want that.
No, we
don't. You know you do.
Or you can do the smart thing, get the PS4, and buy Titanfall on PC, because it's better anyway.
But what if your PC can't handle it? What if you have a lot of people don't have good PC. Dude, you have a Mac. You can't even quote.
I have a PC at home.
Right, a lot of people don't. A lot of people may have a shitty Mac or a shitty PC.
Steve.
No offense to any of you with shitty PCs.
Well, then again, if you're a gamer, if you love games, you will not have a shitty PC. So that's like saying, I have a PS4, but I don't have PlayStation Live. I mean PlayStation Plus. Sorry.
PlayStation Live.
I don't have PlayStation Plus.
See,
that's an invalid argument, because if you have a PS4, you will most likely have.
No, there's a lot of people who. Okay.
No, 90% of people have it, so it's an invalid.
But what if
to me, that's invalid.
I know a lot of. I work at a game store. I see a lot of kids come in who their parents won't buy them Live because they're not allowed to play because they're young.
Yeah, because they're young. I'm talking about if you're allowed to play these games. Is what I'm saying. If you're gonna actually go play the M-rated game that's online, like COD or whatever, you're gonna have it. If you can buy the system, you can afford.
I know a lot of kids who got PS4s for Christmas.
Kids.
I guess. I don't know.
Think about it. I mean, I bet if any of you guys have an Xbox One or a PS4, you have PlayStation Plus or you have Xbox Live. I guarantee it.
I did like how they carried it over from last gen.
Like,
that was required. Like that was a great thing. See, like another selling point of the Xbox One, they brainwashed us. They brainwashed us great, because I know all of you out there, all of you Xbox fans are going to agree with me. Achievements, okay?
Trophies.
But trophies don't have the same feel to it.
It's the same as... Listen, I remember I had an Xbox 360 for 5 years, and I had a PS3 for 7.
See, that's the thing.
It's the same thing to me.
No, but...
Bro, I had higher gamer score than you for the longest time until I switched over.
You had.
Yeah.
Quote, you had.
And I have more than you on my PS3 now.
On your trophies. Screw your trophies. But whatever. The point is, like, as an Xbox gamer, you feel like we've built up a thing about achievements. They've built it. Microsoft has told us, like, achievements are important and great and, like, all these things. Like, try to get that achievement. And there's, like, entire YouTube channels built around just getting achievements and stuff. That it's, like, you feel like for me, if there's a multi-platform game, I gotta get it on my Xbox One because I want those achievements, man.
Because okay, fine. You guys built that foundation. But now it's Sony's turn. You guys are slowly drifting away from the online aspect while Sony's building it up. And plus those indie games, man. Outlast.
Yeah.
Dying Light.
For free.
Come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah. That game's fucking scary. I cried. Seriously. Don't play it. In the night. At 3 a.m. Drunk. Don't do it. I did it.
I think with that, we should end the episode. Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright. Well, thanks for watching, guys.
Comment below.
Give us a
Follow
like.
this guy.
Give us a like if you want. Give us a subscribe if you want to see more videos like this.
I'll make a channel soon, I think. No, probably not.
Yeah.
I'll just team up with this
guy can't be bothered.
Nah.
But yeah, make sure to
video games.
Give us a like, comment, subscribe if you want to see more videos like this, and leave your thoughts on what we spoke about today in the comment section below, down there, and we will do our best to answer all of them for the next episode. Maybe not in the comment section. We're probably just going to pick out the best ones and talk about them at the beginning of the next episode.
Okay, cool.
Sound like a plan?
Yeah.
Sounds like a plan. All right, guys. Have a good one.
PlayStation 4.